Newton Media Group and Patrick King Consulting present the podcast Social Skills Coaching. This is Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. Today we're taking an excerpt from Patrick King's book, The Science of Attraction: What Behavioral and Evolutionary Psychology Can Teach Us About Flirting, Dating, and Mating. This book is an in-depth look at human attraction and recommends highly actionable steps to take your dating life to the next level. No tricks, no manipulation, only getting inside the human psyche. Thanks for joining us today, and here's today's episode. Of course, eye contact is the other main component of how we perceive attraction and even rate it. As a society, we view eye contact as imperative to attracting a mate. Surely you've heard many times before that eye contact is important. Eyes are the window to the soul. You can tell someone's goodness just by looking them in the eye. He wouldn't look at me in the eye and lie, and so on. If you look up advice on dating, job interviews, sales, or just making friends, sustained eye contact will no doubt make the list as a key to what you want. We believe eyes convey emotion and empathy, and that we can literally feel it from others when we lock eyes. As a society, we place a lot of value on the implications of eye contact and what it means for trust in particular. If you meet someone who refuses to meet your eye contact, or conversely, meets it for too long, you feel discomfort and leave with a negative impression of that person. People who don't make eye contact are perceived as being untrustworthy or deceitful. This ages-old assumption has been disproven repeatedly, most recently in 2012 in The Eyes Don't Have It: Lie Detection and Neuro-Linguistic Programming by Wiseman and Watt, which found no correlation between eye contact and deceit, but instead a considerable correlation between hand gestures and deceit. So, while the lack of eye contact doesn't actually say anything about others, it may as well be true if people make those assumptions about you. On the other hand, there is a truly significant number of positive assumptions that we make about people who make eye contact, and that can surely improve people's perception of you. Generally, people who make eye contact are seen as more dominant and powerful, warmer and more personable, more attractive and likable, more qualified, skilled, competent, and valuable, more trustworthy, honest, and sincere, and more confident and emotionally stable. In other words, just about all the things that are associated with social success. Why do we care so much about eye contact or the lack thereof? Is it just because we've been told from childhood to look at people in the eye and give them a firm handshake? Of course, it turns out that what may have started as old-fashioned advice from an older generation truly has many scientific confirmations. In 1978, in Effects of Eye Contact and Social Status on the Perception of a Job Applicant in an Employment Interviewing Situation, Tessler and Sushelsky found that we tend to make positive or negative assumptions based on how much someone meets our eye gaze. The more, the better. In 2001, in Accurate Intelligence Assessments in Social Interactions, Mediators, and Gender Effects, Murphy and Hall found that we generally consider those who return eye contact to be more intelligent, conscientious, and sincere. In 2016, in Direct Speaker Gaze Promotes Trust in Truth-Ambiguous Statements, Kreysa and Kressler found that more eye contact promotes feelings of trust and genuineness. Oddly enough, you probably knew the outcomes of these studies already. Whether they represent the truth or are just assumptions, we have to make sure that we don't fall on the wrong side of those studies. As we are increasingly more caught up in a battle for our attention between our phones and our real-life conversation partners, the ability to make eye contact has become an especially powerful tool. When you can utilize eye contact smartly to show somebody that they have your undivided attention, you can effectively win them over and enhance their perception of you. There was never a need to convince you about the role of eye contact in trust. But there is one rather large caveat with eye contact. How should we use it? We can't simply stare into someone's eyes and try to read their souls. That is extremely uncomfortable and unsettling. In fact, eye contact has been shown to consume a significant amount of our brain power and focus when we utilize it. A 2016 Japanese study by Kajimura and Nomura titled, "When We Cannot Speak, Eye Contact Disrupts Resources Available to Cognitive Control Processes During Verb Generation," found that eye contact consumes a significant portion of our general cognitive resources, and it's difficult to perform other actions, even talking, when making focused eye contact. If this is true for us, it's true for the person you're speaking to. Sustained eye contact is uncomfortable and causes a special kind of internal tension. This is probably why we feel the need to break eye contact when we want to remember something or explain something more complex. Give people a break. In fact, in 2006, in a paper titled "Helping Children Think, Gaze Aversion and Teaching" by Phelps and Doherty Sneddon, researchers found that kids told to look away while thinking and solving problems showed a 20% increase in performance. So, how can we improve our eye contact to create feelings of trust? It has to start from the scientific evidence that people feel uncomfortable with a lot of sustained eye contact, but they also feel that you're a shady character if you don't provide enough. Where is the thin line where you're making your best impression and being most likable? In 2016, Binetti and Hanson investigated the question of the average preferred length of eye contact. In Pupil Dilation as an Index of Preferred Mutual Gaze Duration, they found that the average preference was only 3 seconds before breaking contact and re-engaging later. Most people preferred something between 2 to 5 seconds, and no one preferred anything under 1 second or over 9 seconds. The thin line of eye contact appears to be that as long as you hold it for 3 seconds at a time, more often than not, then you will be seen as trustworthy. More eye contact is not better, not even close to it. In 1975, in Eye Contact, Distance, and Affiliation, Argyle and Dean observed that people tend to maintain eye contact roughly 40 to 60% of the time when conversing, and we should seek to maintain eye contact for 80% of the time. This leads us to my personal guidelines: make eye contact 50% when talking and 75% when listening. When you speak, you want others to be comfortable having their attention on you, but you also want to make sure that you don't appear to be hiding something or feeling uncomfortable with yourself. And as you listen, you want whoever is speaking to see that you are engaged, but you don't want to look at them so much that they might feel creeped out. As long as you're in the general ballpark of 50% and 75% for speaking and listening respectively, you'll be making the most out of the surprisingly powerful tool of eye contact. The next level of creating attraction without saying a word is through touching, of course. On behalf of Patrick King, this is Russell with Newton Media Group, and we thank you for allowing us to be with you today and for taking the time to listen to the podcast. If you'd like to check us out on other social media platforms, you can find us on YouTube and Facebook under Social Skills Coaching. Thanks again. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple days. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. This material was from Patrick King's The Science of Attraction, available now, of course, on Audible and Amazon. Check it out at bit.ly/Science of Attraction. That link and many others are in the show notes.